too much time in these cesspools, but it is worth taking a visit to places like, these WTC 7 sites and Students and Scholars for Truth. And I note that Ron Paul has basically allied himself with these people. He appears with Students for Truth on campus. And he's appeared on radio shows like 9/11 Conspiracy Net, Alex Jones. And I would hope that would disqualify him the next time around from appearing on stage with other Republicans.
We shall see.
Hello, everybody. Monday, January 14th, 2008. What should we talk about today? A lot on my mind. Have a little time to do some thinking the last couple days and kind of bring it together. I want to appreciate the thousands of people that are watching my videos. I have people that really appreciate what I'm doing. Really some heartfelt thanks, and I also have developing some enemies that are threatening me. Interesting, very interesting. But I will remain undaunted and continue on as long as I can on YouTube. I don't think this will last for more than a couple years. I think YouTube eventually will be censored, and unfortunately, I think it will be censored coming up not too long from now. I'd be thrilled if we have 24 months of freedom of thought and expression on YouTube, but I don't think we do. A lot of things. I'll start with this. I was just watching a YouTube video. Fox tells why they excluded Ron Paul from the New Hampshire debate. Fox News. Fox News obviously is worthless as far as a source of information. The only value that it has is if you want to know how you're supposed to think. If your intellectual capacity is fairly sophisticated, of course you're not going to buy anything that you read on Fox, because it's the ultimate spin zone. No spin zone. It's just, you can get mad if you watch it very much, but I guess the main thing that bothers me about Fox News is that people I care about actually believe it and accept it. But the thing is with Fox News is, if you're doing your independent research or you're, somewhat sophisticated, well-read, of course you're not going to buy any of the BS on it. But this latest thing about somebody identifies this gal as Michelle Malkin. They get somebody that's attractive, evidently supposedly sophisticated with a good vocabulary, and then she goes to kind of debunk Ron Paul. That's why I'm going to show a bit of the video clip. I'll cut to the chase. I'm sure my education outdoes her, but maybe she's more well-groomed for the media than I am. No problem. The Lord will use wild men to debunk and fight against disinformation, fight against liars. She's bought and paid for, it's obvious. And probably makes a good living being bought and paid for. So there's only, as anybody that's read the Constitution and got the Constitution here, there's only one candidate that's for the Constitution. That's Ron Paul. It's apparent and evident to anybody that's read the Constitution. But let's, once again, I appreciate all my viewers out there. You that threaten me, I'd be glad to get in the ultimate fight one-on-one with you anytime, because it's a cowardly thing to do. But I understand we live in a free country, and you can threaten me over YouTube. But once again, I remain undaunted, and I do appreciate those people that support truth, intellectual freedom, and what we have now on YouTube, which of course is not present on Fox News or CNN or whatever. I've got a lot of thoughts going on, but hey, let's just do a little bit of the Constitution, which obviously the other politicians besides Ron Paul do not support at all. I'm just going to read the preamble of the Constitution right here. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. One thing we can do, I'm going to say this about Ron Paul up front. He's one of God's chosen servants, no question about it. Huckabee has no chance of being God's chosen servant. If that offends people, so be it. I still am alive and have the right to express my opinion. Huckabee's not a constitutionalist. Anybody that's for foreign wars doesn't understand Jefferson, doesn't understand George Washington, doesn't understand the Constitution, doesn't understand how Congress is supposed to work. Dr. Paul has been indefatigable and done a phenomenal job at politely explaining the Constitution under innumerable attacks. God's been with him. And I'll be blunt here. There's no way that the powers that be, that the conspiracy, which is absolutely true. I would love to debate with Michelle the conspiracy, but she would be devastated. Maybe she could do it on the spin zone because I wouldn't have a chance to answer, or anybody that's informed wouldn't have a chance to answer. But the informed people realize the conspiracy is true, and that it has tremendous influence over things. Back to Dr. Ron Paul. He's done a magnificent job of explaining a lot of true principles. And I'm here in Utah. It's sad, but there's a lot of people here in Utah that belong to the Mormon Church. And once again, I have friends that are Mormons, non-Mormons. I mean, people judge me and think I'm this or that. I might even get into that in this video clip a little bit. But I wish Mitt Romney was for the Constitution. I wish he was. I wish he was against foreign wars. I wish he wanted to abolish the Federal Reserve. I wish that he would, hold the exact same views that Dr. Ron Paul has. But he doesn't. He doesn't. So, even though I think Mitt's a fantastic businessman, and he was in my congregation when I was back at Harvard. Actually, he was my stake president, to be very direct about it. And even then, I could tell, and this is 1987 through 89, that we had different viewpoints. I tended to side with the then current leader of the Mormon Church, President Ezra Taft Benson, who actually endorsed a book called None Dare Call It Conspiracy. And on the back cover, he said he wished that everybody on both sides of the Iron Curtain could read it. I'm not going to talk about the Iron Curtain because people don't comprehend that one, and not everybody's ready for the truth on that one. So I endeavor to teach the truth that I feel inspired to teach at any given moment. I'm grateful for those people that are willing to be receptive to truth. And it's kind of a small percentage, but because of Ron Paul, it's grown exponentially. So it's to the chagrin of some people that Dr. Paul's not getting even more exposure, but it's to be expected. You got to realize who owns Fox News, and that those guys, those guys are under lock and key. I'm going to get the Constitution. I read the preamble. I just want to read one other part in Article 1 to just show you how far away from the Constitution we are. Section 3, Article 1. The Senate of the United States shall be composed of 2 senators from each state, chosen by the legislature thereof. Well, what's that? The Constitution says that senators are to be chosen by the legislature of the state. Is that still going on, or is it by a popular vote, which can lead to mob rule? It's by popular vote, right there. It's changed. The whole senatorial elections are not in harmony with the U.S. Constitution. The original U.S. Constitution. Not the amended paper or whatever the people in Congress think the Constitution is now. We are so far from the original intent of the founders that it's horrifying, sickening, and yes, the Constitution, if it's to be saved,